Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be taking a look, sorry I have something in my ear, we're going to be taking a look at the career of Jelly Roll. That's right, the face-tatted rapper Jelly Roll. If you know Mr. Roll from his country album, this is going to be a journey for you. Anyway, let's hop in. I'll give my thoughts about his change in genres. Jelly Roll was born in Nashville, Tennessee. Ford's father was a meat salesman and bookie, while his mother suffered from mental illness and addiction. From his teenage years to his early 20s, he was arrested for a litany of things, from possession with intent to distribute and aggravated robbery. He even got his GED in prison at the age of 23. Jelly Roll began his career with his first release, the Plain Shamir tape, in 2003. Jelly Roll then in 2004 released his first Gambling on the White Boy mixtape under Cross Tracks Entertainment. I looked at 4 different music pages for this album's rating. I cannot find one. Not just for this one, but most of his mixtapes don't have ratings or anything, so I'm not really sure how it was, exactly received at the time, or even now today. So we'll move on from that one. Jelly Roll released The Halfway House in 2005. I found a couple of reviews and ranked 191 for 2005 rap. He released Street Flavor with his fellow rappers Charlie P and Haystack in 2006. From 2003 to 2012, DeFord released 19 mixtapes, sometimes multiple in a single year. During all of that, he was also bouncing from independent label to independent label, or just straight up distributing it himself. On October 26, 2012, DeFord released his debut studio album, The Big Sal Story. Big Sal didn't chart, but there's one review I found on Rate Your Music from 2024. I want to read some passages, and I want you to keep this in mind while we go through the rest of his career. Big Sal would sound good if you listened to 10-second snippets from it out of context. You think, oh yeah, that's definitely some budget rap from early 2010s, and move on with your life. In context, it's so much worse. I haven't listened to anything this excruciatingly repetitive in a very long time. Like his more contemporary Christian country stuff, there's something so fucking American about Jelly Roll, which was only my meaningful takeaway from Big Sal. This is an album entirely about God, guns, drugs, and money. It's cheap and derivative to the point where I can't help but get philosophical about it. Seriously, think of the depressing socio-political context necessary to produce an album like Big Sal, or artists like Jelly Roll in general. This man is the avatar of an empire in decline. Desperate poverty, casual gun violence, a total lack of class consciousness or broader political consciousness. Addiction to hard drugs without state-sponsored means of recovery, redemption for moral transgressions delivered by wealth accrual through the production of the cheapest commodity in the music industry. These things are the lifeblood of Jelly Roll's art. The solution, according to Jelly Roll's lyrics, the path to a better future consists of a conversion to Christianity and a legal rather than illegal hustle mindset. Jelly Roll released a new mixtape on August 6, 2013, originally called Whiskey, Weed, and Waffle House. This was not the name for a very long time, as Waffle House had sent DeFord a cease and desist from using their name in his album. This mixtape got renamed Whiskey, Weed, and Women. He released 2 more mixtapes in 2014 and 2015. In 2016, released a brand new Jelly Roll album called Sobriety Sucks, released on May 13, 2016. This album was his first to chart on the US Heat, US Indie, and US R&B charts. The first album of the Fords to chart on the Billboard 200 chart was his 2020 release, A Beautiful Disaster. It charted at number 97. It was also DeFord's first gold record. His next record, Self-Medicated, did not make gold, but did chart on the Billboard 200 and the US Heat chart. He released Ballads of the Broken under Nashville record label BBR Music, a label specializing in country music. Even though this album was not strictly country, the most country-sounding song, Son of a Sinner, went viral. One of my favorite songs from the album. Son of a Sinner went number 1 on the US country charts. Jelly Roll released another project under BBR called Whitsitt Chapel. Chapel peaked at number 1 on the US rock and US indie, but only getting as high as number 2 on the country charts and number 3 on the US 200. As of 1/12/2025, DeFord released another album under Republic Records, peaking at number 1 on the US 200 chart and number 1 on the US country charts. This is all on his own. Next, we'll be taking a look at his collaborative projects. Jelly Roll is friends with fellow Tennessean rapper Lil White and released some projects like Year Round with White and BPZ, No Filter 1 and 2. He also has a friendship with one of the original members of Slumerican, Struggle Jennings, a play on Waylon Jennings. Their record is called Willie and Waylon, as a homage to Willie Nelson and Waylon Jennings. Obviously, they're really close friends back in the day. It charted number 28 on the US Indie charts and number 4 on the US Heat charts. The sequel, Waylon and Willie 2, charted at number 17 on the US Indie chart, which was higher than the first, but only charted number 6 on the US Heat chart. Waylon and Willie 3 charted lower than the sequel on the US Indie, but got to number 4 on US Heat like the first. The fourth one didn't chart at all. Over his 22-year career, he only did 33 music videos and only released 2 EPs. My thoughts. Now, this is where it's going to get a little controversial for a lot of people. Now, I've known about Jelly Roll since at least 2011. Could have been maybe earlier. A couple of friends showed me his music along with MGK, Meek Mill, and Asher Roth. He is not a good rapper. I cannot personally stand his rapping. And I understand. Actually, I don't understand. I don't understand how people even like his rap stuff. I know a lot of people that like his rap stuff. I don't understand it. I get more of why people like his country stuff more than his rap stuff. He has, I'm not going to say it's a good singing voice, but it's definitely a country singing voice. It's not a, you know when you look at soul singers like Aretha Franklin, they like deep down, and really pull from hurt and actual life stuff that they went through. Jelly Roll and most country singers don't do this. There are a few that can. Obviously, I think Dolly Parton's one of them that most certainly can. There's a lot of country singers though, like Luke Bryan, Jelly Roll, all the really big people nowadays. They don't pull down from like deep down. It's very superficial. It's very on the surface. Like, for instance, when Luke Bryan sings about drinking and stuff, I don't know about anybody else. I don't believe that he drinks as much as he says he does. Obviously, being one of the leaders of bro country, I don't really see that in him. But then you have people like Jelly Roll, who I do think believes what he's saying, but the way that he sings doesn't match the story or the intent as much. I don't, like I said, I'm not a huge country fan. Obviously, when I was a kid, I listened to a lot of country because my grandparents listened to. But as I got older, I got more into rap music. I do still listen to the old country stuff I liked as a kid, and a little bit of newer stuff. Florida Georgia Line, This Is How We Roll. I do like Son of a Sinner and Need a Favor by Jelly Roll, but I'm not a fan of Jelly Roll. As my mom said, as a lot of you have already seen her on the channel, she says she's a fan of Jelly Roll, which is not the case. She's a fan of his country stuff, which is fine. That does not mean that she's a fan of his entire career. And when you say you're a fan, like I'm a fan of Eminem, as I'm sure a lot of you know. I'm a huge fan of Eminem. I like 90% of his stuff. Like I've been following his career for a long time now, and 90% of it is good shit. I like it. There's a 10% I don't like, but that does not mean I'm not a fan of Eminem. When you only like a couple pick songs here and there, you're not a fan of the person. You're a fan of those songs, and a lot of it is a lot of what because. There's so many things I want to say. I'm sorry. There's so many things here. Jelly Roll also won Best Country Artist, Best New Artist at the CMAs, the Country Music Awards. He's not a new artist. He's not even a new artist to country. A lot of his rap is country inspired. The only reason why he's a new artist in country it's because he was not a country artist, right? He was a rap country artist. Those are two separate things. And that's even different than country rap. He's a rapper who is from Tennessee. Okay? He's not someone who listened to only country music and then decided to make it into rap. Those are two separate things. Very separate things. I want to make sure this is clear. Okay? I have a lot of what I said is also not scripted. That's why I'm looking at you, because it's from my actual thoughts. Well, this is my actual thoughts, but it's from me to you, very directly. Okay, I hope all that made sense. First of all, because like I said, it was not written down. It's just what I felt like in the moment. But I hope everyone can kind of understand where I'm coming from, right? I've known about Jelly Roll for so long, dude. For so long. And I've not heard one person ever say a good thing, except for like a couple people. Maybe at the most, I've heard 5 people say really good things about his rap music. I know more people that don't like his rap music that probably like his country music, honestly. Which is kind of wild to me, knowing about him for so long. And knowing how much he sucked, and now he's getting praised by every single person in Nashville for what? Also, not only that, Post Malone, I also want to add Post Malone into this because it is in the script. Post Malone, while being from Texas, not technically a rapper, definitely hip hop, not a rapper though. Rap, I think a lot of people get that confused because hip hop and rap are usually connected. You can be a hip hop like artist and not a rapper. Those can be two separate things. But if you are a rapper, you are a hip hop artist. You see how that works? Like what is it? Not all rectangles are squares, but not all squares are rectangles, right? So squares and rectangles are all squares, but it's not the other way around. You can have one without the other. That is possible. And I think a lot of people maybe don't understand that because they're so interlinked, right? Whereas, country is its own thing, but it also had like bluegrass and outlaw and all that kind of stuff in it as well. Whereas rap is a very specific thing, and hip hop is the genre. Right? Hip-hop is the overall genre. I'm not really sure where I'm going with this, but my basic point is Post Malone is a face-tatted hip-hop artist. Okay? I want to make sure this is clear. Yes, country artists for a long time have gotten tattoos. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, I'm going to be very specific. Jelly Roll and Post Malone have face tattoos. Okay? Now, I personally don't care about face tattoos. Obviously, I listen to a genre where a lot of people have face tattoos. I don't give a shit. The main thing is, country music, for as long as it's existed, is very traditional and very insular, okay? Now, while country artists have gotten tattoos, it depends on the tattoo, really. Now, while that has happened, and I'm sure most country music fans don't care, like Billy Ray Cyrus, who was a pop singer. I want to make sure everyone's clear on that one. He was originally going to be a pop singer, but he didn't get signed. He got signed by Nashville and then became a country music star. There you go. He has a couple tattoos, whatever. It's the face tattoos I'm surprised people are so interested in. Because, why would you be okay with someone having face tattoos when you are in a genre that is supposed to be traditional, supposed to be like the traditional genre, and you're allowing people with face tattoos? Really? Really? That's wild. You know what else? I'm going to rant about it real quick. Just so everybody knows, Beyonce is from outside of Austin, Texas. Okay? where Post Malone's outside of Dallas. Beyonce is from outside of Austin. I think it's Austin. No, it's Houston. Sorry, I got that wrong. It's Houston. So she's from outside of Houston, Texas. Okay? She is more country than most country artists. I want to make sure that's clear. Keith Urban is Australian, in case you didn't know that. What's more country than Texas? Holy shit, I'm getting a fucking call. Texas is probably the most country place you can be from besides Tennessee. Okay? We're not allowing Beyonce in there for what reason? I know the reason. So it's wild to me because I'm going to get a little political here. Sorry. Rap is very political. So is country, in case you guys didn't know. Beyonce is black. I know, big shock. I know. Whereas Jelly Roll and Post Malone, as far as I know, are not black. Black people, and this is from Time in the Shadows, black people being successful in Nashville, not a very common thing. I think the only one that I know of that was really successful was Darius Rucker, and that's because his music is so in the middle. You can't distinguish it from, you can't distinguish his country music from his Hootie and the Blowfish music. They're both very middle of the road music. I don't know if everyone, I don't care if anyone agrees with me on this. I really don't care. So if you're going to type in the comments about how you don't care about any of this, then turn off the video, bruh. No one's making you watch it. But anyway, to kind of end my point. For years, they never wanted to accept Johnny Cash until he got huge, which is also true. Johnny Cash was not considered a fucking country artist. He wasn't. For a long time. He was considered a rock star. Yeah. By country. Only by country. He was an outlaw country artist. You see? It doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even make sense. Okay? Johnny Cash, for any intent and purposes, is a country artist. But for a long time, country didn't want to accept him until he made the money. It's all about the money, man. It's all about the money, dog. That's what it's all about. The money. It's wild to me that people act like country has always been this one thing. It has not. It has not. Country started as bluegrass music. Bluegrass, which is not considered country today. It's considered an offshoot of country. I feel like a lot of this could probably be made for a different video, but I don't know. I might do that. I mean, I kind of said all I wanted here. So, thank you, Jelly Roll, for giving me the chance to kind of to shit on you, first of all, and to shit on country music. Thank you. There's a video I wanted to do for a long time called "Country and Rap Are the Same," and in it, a lot of it was going to be the similarities of the two genres. A lot of the songs, if you really boil it down, cars, drinking, and women. Those three things. Pretty similar stuff. The only difference is one is played with a guitar, and, well, not much anymore. One of them was played with a guitar, and the other one, you can use a beat machine, or, like Dr. Dre, you can use actual instruments recorded at a different time. Yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say about that. I mean, a lot of this isn't even about Jelly Roll. About half of this video is not even about Jelly Roll, but fuck it, I clickbaited. I don't give a shit. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Please, if you like the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. You can check out my last music video about music, not music video. I don't make music. videos about music. You check out my last video about music, which is me deep diving into Eminem's first album, Infinite. Or you can click this one right here that I'm not sure what it is yet, but I will do something here. Thank you. Anyway, have a good day, everyone. I'm sorry if I made you upset.